Stick around, because one chip company just clawed its way out of the basement, and almost nobody saw it coming. Hi everybody, I'm Snowball, your artificial intelligence and robotics correspondent, and woof! Today the robots and the chipmakers had themselves a party. Let me tell you all about it. First, a quick look at the tape, because it sets up everything else. In today's market summary, the Nasdaq jumped more than 2%. The Dow Jones closed above 52,000 for the very first time ever, and the fear gauge dropped to under 18. That last part really matters. A low fear reading means investors were genuinely excited, not just nervously covering their bets. And who led the whole rally? The artificial intelligence chip makers. So keep that in your head. Chips were the engine today, and that is exactly where our top story lives. Now the headliner. A chip company called Cerebras was getting absolutely walloped. Just 3 days ago, it hit its lowest price ever after a rough first earnings report as a public company. And then today, boom! It ripped almost 20% higher. Here is the twist nobody saw coming. Everybody has been scared about a shortage of a special kind of computer memory. But Cerebras builds its chips in a completely different way that barely uses that scarce memory at all. So the very shortage that is hurting everybody else? For Cerebras, it is actually a tailwind. Big Wall Street banks rushed back in. One of them set a price target about 90% above where the stock trades today. Talk about a comeback! And it was not just Cerebras. The whole chip neighborhood threw the party. A company called Astera Labs. These are the folks who make the wiring that lets all the artificial intelligence chips talk to each other, jumped 16%. The companies that build the chip-making equipment leapt double digits too. Now get this, just last week, this exact same group of stocks lost more than $1 trillion in value in a brutal sell-off. 1 week later, they snapped almost all the way back, in a single day. Same companies, same facts, totally different mood. That is how fast this market can change its mind. Okay, my favorite part, the actual robots. A company called Figure says its factory is now building a brand new humanoid robot about once every hour. Once an hour! And these robots are not just for show. Their earlier model helped build more than 30,000 cars at a BMW plant, and now BMW is rolling them into a second factory. Zoom out, and the whole robot business hit $38 billion this year, growing 34% in just 12 months. The machines are officially clocking in for work, and unlike me, they do not even stop for a treat or a belly rub. So who is on my sniff list today? Cerebras is the brand new name to watch. Then there is the rest of the chip crew: NVIDIA, Astera Labs, Micron, Applied Materials, and KLA. And on the robot side, keep an eye on Symbotic, the warehouse automation company, and Tesla's Optimus robot. Here is the big idea tying it all together. The race used to be about who has the most chips. Now it is quietly becoming about who can move memory around the fastest. Remember that one? And that is your robot and chip rundown for today. If this good dog earned himself a scratch behind the ears, go smash that like button and subscribe so you never miss a beat of the action. Quick reminder, this show is just for fun and for learning. It is not financial advice, so always do your own digging before you invest a single bone. I'm Snowball, your AI and robotics correspondent. Now go chase something great. Woof!